إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. إنه من يهديه الله فهو المهتدي ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله شهادة تنجينا من عذاب النار ويدخلنا الجنة من غير سابقة عذاب ولا عقاب. وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وصفيه من خلقه وحبيبه. أشهد أنه قد بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة ومحى الغمة وجاهد في الله حق جهاده حتى أتاه اليقين. فصلاة وسلاما على عبدك ونبيك محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما. يقول الله سبحانه وتعالى: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم: لقد جاءكم رسول من أنفسكم عزيز عليه ما عنتم حريص عليكم بالمؤمنين رؤوف رحيم. ويقول الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم فيما معناها: اشتقت إلى أحبابي. قالوا: ولسنا أحبابك يا رسول الله؟ قال: أنتم أصحابي أحبابي قوم يأتون من بعدي يؤمنون بي ولم يروني الواحد منهم ب50 منكم. قال: بل ب50 منهم يا رسول الله. قال: بل ب50 منكم تجدون على الحق معينا ولا يجدون. أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. All praise to Allah. All praise to Allah. The one, the only, the one who should be worshipped. I bear witness that He is the creator of this universe and He is the one who should be worshipped. I bear witness that Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam is His messenger. True mercy sent to us. If you follow His path, inshallah we'll be in Jannah. Amma ba'd. Today the khutbah has two parts. The first part was a question came to me. I was going to pray in the masjid and a youth, a young guy, was standing beside me and looked at me and I said, "From where you are?" And I said, okay, I didn't predict this question coming to me. I said, "From Canada." He said, no, originally from where? I said, okay, from Egypt. Okay. And they start prayer. And almost I believe if I should, the prayer was gone from me. Because I start thinking, what's the question here? Where is the question? What does it mean to us? What are we implanting in our kids? And now after searching and thinking about it, we are in our lives have 3 phases. One before our birth, until our birth, and one after death. And what's in the middle? In the beginning, before we were born, we don't have a say in anything. We don't have a say in time, we don't have a date of delivery, we don't have a place of delivery. Some of us were born in everyone part in the world. Then you don't have a say in anything. Why we are bragging, where are you coming from? Because you can be born in US, you can be in Canada, Australia, maybe at the era of Roman. There is no significance where you're born. Doesn't imply anything. And now comes the second part, or the last part. Where are you going to die? No one knows where you're going to die. Everyone, especially the adults, will know, before you come here in Canada, maybe 3-4 years before you come in, even Canada wasn't in our heads. I'm one of them. I didn't think of coming to Hawaii. I'm enjoying my time in my country. And immediately when Canada comes, Allah wants you to leave. Canada came. We moved in. And I don't know where I'm going to die. Maybe I'm traveling somewhere in the world. Maybe I'm going back home. Maybe. And after death, who we're going to meet? You'll meet Allah Himself, subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I have a card now with me. Okay, I'm born in Egypt. I'm born in Pakistan. Give me Jannah now. Take me to Jannah. I'm born in Afghanistan. Or maybe US. Or how about Canadian? Does the card give you anything? What the Quran said. Let's take first the hadith and I'll tell you what the Quran said. The hadith said that the Sahaba, when they moved from Mecca to Medina, one of the people of Medina and one of the people of Mecca had a quarrel, a normal quarrel. And the Ahl al-Medina, because they are new in Islam, they said, Ya al-Ansar, oh Ansar, help me. And the person in Mecca coming, they said, okay, the people in Medina coming, Ya al-Muhajirin. And everyone came, swords were risen in Medina, Sahaba. Because they are at the beginning, they don't know the meaning of the word Islam. The word Islam, submission. And the Prophet, some of the Sahaba went to the Prophet. He came running, frowning, sad. And he said to them, are you saying that while I'm alive between you? Get rid of it. Nationalism, get rid of it. إنها منتنة. Smelly. Wallahi, I was back home and I met someone, I thought he's from Tunis. And they told him, you're from Tunis? No, 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 I'm from Algeria. I said, what? This is the first time I see this. And the same when I saw one from India, I thought he's from India. Are you from India? No, I'm from Pakistan. I said, what's happening here? Why? What's the big deal about it? Or the other way around. Are you from Pakistan? No, 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 I'm from India. What's the big deal? Now even in our country, the same country, you see, I have friends, I'll use Egypt. Oh, you're from Alexandria, you're from southern Egypt, North Egypt, South Egypt, or if you're from Halab, or you're from Gaza or Daffa. What's happening? We're splitting. And everyone is bragging, okay, I'm from that place. I'm born in that place. Oh, you're from Baghdad. I'm from whatever, Mosul. Oh, come on, what's the big deal here? You're born somewhere and you'll die somewhere. Then what's the Islam is telling you? Quran, when you meet Allah, what are you going to say? You'll say, Inna deena inda Allahi Islam. When you go and meet Allah, you want to tell Him, I am a Muslim. All the prophets, if you read the Quran, across the Quran, they are Muslimin, submitting to Allah. Then when you're born, before you're born, you're a Muslim. Where is this coming from? A hadith. A hadith saying that every human, when he comes to this world, he's a Muslim. فَأَبَوَاهُ يُهَوِّدَانِهِ أَوْ يُنَصِّرَانِهِ أَوْ يُمَجِّسَانِهِ. Then your family, your parents changed you. And when you die, you want to meet Allah as a Muslim. When you see Him, you say, I'm a Muslim, O Allah. The first answer, I'm a Muslim. Then what's really the answer I should give my son when he, not my son, my youth when I saw him in the masjid? The right answer, I believe, I am a Muslim living in Canada. And someone will hear this through YouTube. You're a Muslim living somewhere in this world. In Australia, in the US, in Egypt, in Pakistan. You're a Muslim first. Number one is Muslim. Then call whatever you like to be. Because when you meet Allah, you will say, I'm a Muslim doing that. Don't claim that, okay, because you're born in this area, that you have something to do with it. No. You're lucky enough to maybe come to Canada. You're not in the middle of the war in Somalia or somewhere in Syria or Iraq or this part of or Egypt even. You're lucky, alhamdulillah, we're here. Then really we are Muslim. That's the idea. We have to implant on our kids. Don't implant on them that, okay, I'm from that part of the world and you have to be from that part of the world. What the Prophet teach Sahaba? We are Muslimin. هو الذي سماكم المسلمين من قبل. Who is that? Sayyidina Ibrahim. We are Muslims. Implant that in our kids. Stop implanting from them, inside them, that you are from this part of the world. Doesn't give you any advantage. Doesn't tell you anything at the end. You'll be questioned in your acts, not in your nationality. In Allah la yanzur ila suwarikum. Allah will not look at your how you look. Look nice or look good, you look tall, look light, you look dark, you look white. We don't have white, by the way. Stop using this word. White is white. No one is white. If you are white, go seek a doctor. We have doctors here. Go seek a doctor. We are beige. Starting from light beige to dark beige. Dark brown. There is no black. It's racism. Don't use that words. When a Sahabi told a Sahabi, Abu Dharr, told Sayyidina Bilal, your mother is black. By the way, he's from southern Sudan. His mother is black. He didn't lie. Your mother is black, but is in a dissing mode. The Prophet, what did he tell him? إِنَّكَ امْرِئٌ فِيكَ جَاهِلِيَّةٌ. You have something in your heart. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Because you believe that you're from Quraysh, you're from Al-Hijaz, you're good. No. إِنَّ أَكْرَمَكُمْ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ أَتْقَاكُمْ. Immediately cleanse your heart from this rubbish. We born in that area, in that part of the world. No. We are Muslims. Maybe some people in this world who we don't know, living in a renegade place, they are better than all of us. Because they don't brag about that part. Implant in our kids. make sure that you understand that they are Muslims first. Then Canadian, I have no problem. Or living in Canada. Maybe tomorrow, like all of the adults here, we came from back home. At that time, I'm a Muslim living in Egypt. You're a Muslim living in Pakistan. You're a Muslim living in Palestine. Later, you can be a Muslim living in US, or Australia, or Germany, or anywhere in the world. But still, you're a Muslim. You search and you make sure that you understand Islam. I hope this will answer some of the youth questions that why I shouldn't be bragging about we're Canadians. That's the right answer I said in the beginning to the youth. But I should be answering, I am a Muslim living in Canada. And I want to meet Allah as a Muslim. Because at that time I want to go to Jannah. And to go to Jannah, you have to be a Muslim. Okay? Now the second part of the khutbah, we are passing by Rabi' al-Awwal. Rabi' al-Awwal, there are so many ahadith that the Prophet was born on the 12th Rabi' al-Awwal Monday. Some of the ulama said it's not authenticated. It's not authenticated that he was born that day. I really don't want to go this debate if he's born. He's born one day. I have no problem with that. But my problem is, and I'm talking to our youth, what do you know about the Prophet? We claim, again from the first part of the khutbah, we are Muslims. Great, great. Who taught us Islam? The Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam. When you hear Muhammad alayhi salatu, you say alayhi salatu wassalam. You have to say that. Al-Bakhil man dhukirta عنده ولم يصلي عليه. The miser, the person who has bakhil, if you hear the name of the Prophet, you then say salatu alayhi salatu. Anyway, the Prophet, if I tell anyone, what do you know about the Prophet? I want every father, when you go home, ask your son, what do you know about the Prophet? If he gives you 2 minutes, if he gives you 2 minutes of talk about the Prophet, come to me, I'll give you $10. I'm saying that here. Because I gave that outside in an Islamic school. Only 5 until now got to me. 5. Because we don't know anything about the Prophet. If I tell some of you, what do you know about LeBron James? Or maybe Messi? Oh, I'll hear stories. Come on, say it and talk. Or anyone you love, you'll hear stories about them. But what do you know about the Prophet ﷺ? Who we asking for his shafa'ah? We want to know about him. Most of our names, the most popular name in the world is Muhammad. What do we know about him? Nothing. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised even if I ask adults, some of the adults, what do you know about the Prophet ﷺ? What do you know about his history? Where he was, what did he do in his life? What is the stories behind him? Can you talk about him for some time? The Prophet, all these books, I gave a khutbah before about the Prophet. All these books are what he said. Most of it. Just 23 years of his life. This is a small library, by the way. There is big libraries, Islamic libraries, have much about him. What do we know? If I keep talking from now until tomorrow, I will not end about the Prophet ﷺ. I will not even scratch what he was doing. But we need to know, we need to teach our kids. The main thing we need to teach our kids that he loves us. ﷺ. He loves every one of you. That's what the hadith I narrated. The hadith I narrated is, اشتقت إلى أحبابي, I'm missing my beloved people. And the Sahaba, جزاهم الله خيرا, may Allah be pleased with them, said, aren't we your loved ones? He said, no. You are my companions. You are my friends. أحبابي, the people who beloved me, comes after me. They believed in me. And the word believe, put it between big brackets. Believed in me. Do you believe in him? Ask yourself that question. Do you believe in him? Believe in me. Al-Wahid minhum. I wasn't born in the Sahaba time. Some of the Tabi'een said, I wish I was in the Sahaba time. And I wish I was with him. And I wish that I supported him. And their sheikh said, don't wish that. He said, what? Why not? He said, because Abu Jahl was there. Abu Lahab was there. They saw him. They didn't believe in him, and they are in the hellfire. And they were born, by the way, in Mecca, the most holiest place in the world, right? But still they are in the hellfire. We know that for facts. Then the place of birth doesn't mean anything. Staying in his era, still it's good if you're a Muslim and stayed as a Muslim at the end, because the Quran said so. But we are followers. What the alim said to his followers, because they said the Sahaba went on a fast horses to Jannah, and we are on a limping donkeys. And the alim said, if you are in the right track, you will reach. You will go there. If you are in the right track, you will be there. It's that simple. Alayhi salatu wassalam. He loved us in a way that he showed us all what we can. All what he can. He delivered, and he was loving every one of us. He sent his glad tidings from 1400 years to every one of you. If you believe in him, you will be equal to 50 of the Sahaba. That's the hadith saying. 50 of the Sahaba. Why? Because if you come to here, if you try to be a Muslim, again I'm repeating, a Muslim, subhanallah, how many people will try to take you out of course? Try to make you move out? How many will try to deviate you from the right path? How even we're born as Muslims and we're not united. What's the difference between us and the Sahaba? What's the difference? Ask ourselves, did they have 4 hands, 5 hands? Did they have 20 legs? The Quran, the same Quran they had. Nothing different than the Quran. Even some of the Prophet's hadith, they didn't know all of it. We knew all of it because they have now in our phones all the hadith you want. Everything is now online. What's the difference? What's the difference? The difference is very simple. إيمان وقرها هنا. The Iman, the Prophet implanted the Iman in our hearts, in their hearts. Implanted it. That's how beauty is the Prophet ﷺ. And we're looking forward to his shafa'ah. We want to meet him. And if you want to meet him, you have to obey him. Can I ask the brother to move forward? Try to fit the bag. I have so many gaps here. Please try to move forward, please. I'll give you 20 seconds. Move forward, please. Move forward. Try to fill all the gaps. Move forward. Jazakumullah khair. I have a lot of lines in the front. Jazakumullah khair. The Prophet loves us in a way that he gave us everything. Everything you think of is there. If you ask a question, if I ask a question, if I'm a tough teacher, and I tell you, you have an exam tomorrow, but I will not tell you the answer of the questions. I'll surprise you with a question. Will you be irritated? Oh, I'm having a test tomorrow. What can I do? Test tomorrow. I'll fail. Our questions, all of our questions are answered. To go to Jannah, all our questions are answered. Simple. What you should do? The Prophet told you. Pray 5 times. 5 times times 5 minutes. Maximum. It's 25 minutes. The rest of the day is yours. Whatever you want to do. Be nice to people. What's the big deal about it? Try to read some of the Quran. Try to be good to others. If you buy a car, if you buy a fridge at home, when your fridge breaks for 1 hour, you panic and you jump up and down and you need a mechanic. Because it's yours, right? Allah created us and He's asking us for 1/24 of your time, 1 hour a day. Over 24 hours. You do whatever you like. Is that too much? The Prophet's asking us, ﷺ, when you hear his name, we try to follow whatever he's telling us. Is that too much to ask? If you buy a car, you want to start it, goes. If it doesn't start, you scrap it. For us, if you don't pray, what should Allah do? Scrap us? No, He gave us a chance, and a second chance, and a third chance. And not only that, He sent the best messenger to you, والسلام, to deliver a message of love and peace. isn't he worthy of knowing who he is? Alayhi salatu wassalam. Quickly, so many questions happened to the Prophet alayhi salatu wassalam. So many people are attacking him. And subhanallah, people are defending him. Don't. Our main problem is ignorance. I believe that. Our main problem is ignorance of the Prophet. We don't know anything about the Prophet. If you know a little bit, depending on how far you know. And the more you know, the more you will be nicer. How come? The Prophet himself, ﷺ, when someone came to him and he grabbed him from his collar. Come. Imagine someone does that to any one of you. I believe if I go to a prime minister or a president or a king and I do that, I believe I will not return to my chair. But someone went to the Prophet ﷺ and he grabbed him and he said, give me from the money, it's not yours. This is the Prophet. And what he did? He said, okay, let's go in, I'll give you your money. Sayyidina Umar immediately, because he is teaching the Sahaba, he went to his sword to slaughter him, to cut him. How dare you? He's the Prophet, he's the head of state. He said, no. Umar, ask him to be good and ask me to pay him. This is the messenger of Allah, the rahmah, the mercy sent to us. The people of Taif threw stones to him, on him. And he ran crying. His foot was bleeding. And he went crying. What did he say? Oh Allah, curse them? Send your hell on them? No. Not only that, Allah sent two angels. Sayyidina Jibreel and the angel of mountains. O Prophet, give the command, the only one. He and Sayyidina Musa. Two of the prophets, we know that they got the command of the ground. The Prophet, tell the angel of mountains, let's destroy them. The Prophet said no. The mercy. When he dying, no, I wish that some of the descendants will be good Muslims. When he's dying, he was crying, and Sayyidina Jibreel came to him and he said, why are you crying, O Muhammad? You are making the angels in the skies are crying. Why are you crying? He said, who will be to my ummah after I die? Who will be to our ummah after I die? Who will be for us? And he said, Allah is telling you, Wallahi la yukhzika Allah fi ummatik. Allah will never make you unhappy. But it's up to you to decide. كل أمتي معافى إلا من أبى. قالوا ومن يأبى يا رسول الله. Who will disagree? من أطاعني فقد دخل الجنة ومن عصاني فقد أبى. If you follow what I'm saying, you are helpful. You'll be following him to Jannah. And if you don't want to follow him, what can he do? If you don't want to study, what can he do? Exam coming. Wake up before it's too late. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لكم فاستغفروه يا فوز المستغفرين. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا. Talking about the Prophet makes me almost want to cry too. But now comes any ibadah should I do if the Prophet's birthday, if it's 12, no, there is no ibadah. There is nothing to do extra than we're doing. Only thing I believe we should learn about him. We should read about him. If you want to help your son or daughter to know about him, sit with him. Today is his birthday. Let's talk about the Prophet. Let's search about the Prophet. Our youth, by the way, we are old first generations. We are used to memorizing. They are used to research. Even doctors now, they don't make them memorize. They research. Go and tell them, research about the Prophet. Give me some information about the Prophet. An essay about the Prophet. 2 pages about the Prophet. And make a reward, even if you want to. An essay about the Prophet. Tell them to research, to know who is he and how he loves us. And how he sent to you and your descendants that he loves every one of you. And He wants every one of us to go to Jannah. A glad tidings from Him, alayhi salatu wasalam, when He was sitting with His companion, He said, what do you think if we are quarter of Ahl Jannah? 1/4 of Ahl Jannah, the Sahaba, 1/4 of the Jannah, yes. He said, no, no, no. How about 1/3 of Ahl Jannah? The Sahaba was much happier. How about half of Ahl Jannah? The Sahaba was very happy. Half of Jannah. All the nations will take half and we will take half. And the Prophet said, Wallahi, I hope that you will be 2/3 of Ahl Jannah. 2/3 of Ahl Jannah will be from us Muslimin. It's up to you to join. Everyone, be happy. Learn about the Prophet ﷺ. Teach your kids about the Prophet ﷺ. Teach them, if you just came in, teach them that we are Muslims living in Canada. Don't brag about your past, where you're born, because you don't know. You're lucky maybe you're born somewhere in this world. But we are Muslims living in Canada because when we die, we want to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I'll tell Him, we are Muslims. We lived in this part of the world. And we believed in Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, and we followed what He told us because we love Him. Because He loved us and loved every one of you. I hope that today's message was delivered, especially to our youth and everyone here, to teach everyone how to be a good Muslim, inshallah. Finishing, I have some announcements, inshallah. Here in this masjid, we're trying to change, to make a change. Darul Quran is one of them. Try to join, send your kids here. Darul Quran, ask the brother outside when you're leaving outside, ask them. They know more information if you want to sign up your kid to read the Quran. Just reading and understanding. Reading the Quran is a very hard thing. This is the way to go to Jannah. A path to Jannah is try to emphasize, implant the reading and understanding of Quran. Not only memorizing. Not only memorizing, and I'm emphasizing about whoever taking care of the program here. Don't always memorize. We don't need another tape recorder, or a mushaf. Sitting there, do nothing. No, I need them to understand what is Quran and work with it, as the Sahaba were doing. Learn and understand. That's one. Two, we have for the youth, for 14 and up, Muntaqa Shabab. Alhamdulillah, last 2 weeks. The first week with Sam Hilal, Thursdays, start from 7:30, and the second week with Mustafa Khattab, and this week, inshallah, next Thursday, will be Riyad al-Qarzazi. We're trying to create leaders, understanding more, getting 5 of the good speakers to be here, free of charge. You don't have to pay anything, just come. Bring your youth with you. Boys or girls, it's open for everyone. Thursdays from 7:30, almost to 9. Just an hour, it's not too much, I believe. Just learning. Finally, for the women, on Mondays and Thursdays, we have from 10 to 2. Durus for them, inshallah, to come. Inshallah, if you have time, please join us. And inshallah, we'll create more and more, inshallah. Finally, if you want to donate, Jazakumullah khair, I see many youth here. We need to teach them. If you want, it's okay with us. Give your youth whatever you want to put, and let him put it in the box. Why? Because you'll take double the ajr. Why? You're teaching him and you're donating. 2 ajr in one act. Be smart when you do something like that. Be smart. Teach them to get rid of the phones when you give them a khutbah. Because sometimes I see in the khutbah that some of us are using the phones even though we shouldn't. Teach them when the khutbah comes, put your phones away. Even some of the adults are doing that. اللهم اهدنا فيمن هديت اللهم اهدنا فيمن هديت وعافنا فيمن عافيت وتولنا فيمن توليت وبارك لنا فيما أعطيت اللهم بارك في أولادنا اللهم اجعلنا في صحبة نبيك ما أمنا به ولم نره اللهم اجعلنا في صحبة نبيك ما أمنا به ولم نره اللهم اجعلنا في صحبة نبيك ما أمنا به ولم نره اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك يا ربنا سميع قريب مجيب الدعوات إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون وأقم الصلاة.
الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، الرحمن الرحيم، مالك يوم الدين، إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين، اهدنا الصراط المستقيم، صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. لقد جاءكم رسول من أنفسكم عزيز عليه ما عنتم حريص عليكم بالمؤمنين رؤوف رحيم. فإن تولوا فقل حسبي الله لا إله إلا هو عليه توكلت وهو رب العرش العظيم. الله. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، الرحمن الرحيم، مالك يوم الدين، إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين، اهدنا الصراط المستقيم، صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا، إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم، إن الله عليم خبير. الله. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله. الله. الله أكبر. الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.